Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing a leg workout, glute and hamstring focus today. So first things first, the warm-up cannot be skipped. To be honest, warming up has never been a strong suit of mine. I always warm up with every exercise, of course, before I get into a working weight, but foam rolling, stretching, that kind of thing, I'm trying to incorporate that back into my routine. So I've got this foam roller tool here that I'm rolling around on, getting my hamstrings and my glutes. I have also had a little bit of tightness and hip pain a little bit in my right leg. I went for a couple of runs over the last couple of weeks and was just feeling some tightness through there. So that's what I'm trying to kind of work out. And during the workout, I didn't feel that at all. So I really like this foam rolling tool because it's like two balls and it's perfect for this kind of rolling on your back. Gives you room for your spine and allows for a little bit of a deeper penetration into the muscle as you're rolling around on it. It's easy to change angles and kind of get more depth with it, I guess. So anyways, warming up. I'm going to go into a little bit of stretching here. So today I'm going to focus on glutes, hamstrings mostly, and I have taken the last 10 days off from lifting. So this is my first week back. This is on a Friday, and I have lifted, my normal schedule this week, but this is my first glute hamstring focused workout in about 2 weeks. So going into my first exercise, as I mentioned in a previous video, I clearly am working out from home in my basement, and I do not have a hamstring curl machine or a leg extension. So this is what I have rigged up for my isolation movement for my hamstrings. And basically, as shown, I've got the ankle cuffs attached. I played around with the angle a little bit on this, as far as how the bench is set up and having it flat versus on an incline. So I kind of settled at this angle, and I did it from a flat, with a flat bench, and that worked fine too. I was getting a really good contraction, but I was losing the tension on the stretch, and I wanted to get a little bit more of that weight tension on the stretch portion of the movement. So I tried it with this higher angle. It's a little bit awkward to get on and off of, but that just comes with the territory of working out from home and having limited equipment. So I do feel more of that stretch tension with this angle. So first set here, just kind of warming up. I did 4 sets total. I think I'm skipping now here to my my third set. So first leg I'm doing, my right hamstring is weaker than my left. So I am starting with my right leg. So whatever I get, I'm going to work to failure here, and I'll match that with the stronger left hamstring. It's a little unusual for me because most of the time my left side is always weaker than my right. So you can see here I went to failure, and I'm doing now some negatives. So I'm assisting with my other leg to the top and then slowly controlling the way down. So just pushing beyond failure there for a few reps. Switching over to my left leg, same thing, I'll just try to match those same reps with the left leg. All right, final set here. I'm going to do the same thing, getting as many as I can. What I'm focusing on here, you can see my hips slightly want to pop up, and I'm really trying to drive them down into the bench to make sure my lower back is not taking over. Obviously, as I get closer to failure and that movement gets more challenging, the harder that gets. So a few partial reps. That's it. I'm going to get a few more assisted and then going into super slow negative. So you're stronger in that negative part of the movement. So just adding a few of these at the end is just going to, again, help to really push past failure and get a few more reps out of it. Hopefully I can get some hamstring growth happening here. Exercise 2, I am going into a hip thrust. So you can see my little setup here, not the most ideal. I've got a little plastic stepping stool with a pad that I'm obviously just protecting my upper back. So this workout and the last one I did before this, so 2 weeks prior, I did my hip thrust off of these the bars. So it is shortening my range of motion slightly. It's still challenging my glutes. Slightly different angle here. So working up to more of a working weight. I'm not going super crazy today, having taken off several, 10 days. So all of my workouts this week have been just trying to really get back into the rhythm of things, and I've been sore after every workout. So no need to jump right back into super crazy trying to beat all my records. So I'm probably going about 75%. I've got 225 here, and I'm going to do one final set with this weight and just get as many reps as I can. So focus obviously is to control the weight. Whenever I do hip thrusts, I really try to hold and squeeze at the top for a second, and not let the weight slam down. So I'm controlling the positive, the negative, and really just trying to keep constant tension through the glutes. I'm driving through my heels. Really going for a big glute burn here. Third exercise, I'm doing a reverse lunge with the Smith machine. So again, being a glute hamstring focused day, I am focusing on really driving through my heel and getting a little bit more of a forward lean as I drop into that lunge. and a little bit more hip flexion. If I was doing this with more of a quad focus intention, I would probably have that box a little bit more underneath me. I'd be getting a lot more of a knee bend and staying more upright to really put all the load and tension onto the quad. So you can see I really don't have a lot of weight on here. I think I have 10 pounds each side. And here going up to 20 each side. So nothing crazy, but just focusing on the muscle groups I'm trying to hit. And obviously I'm on this box because I have short legs. So to get really deep into the lunge, elevating my front leg is essential and just allows me to get the extra range of motion to really engage the glutes and hamstrings more. So as I drive through, I'm squeezing through the glutes. I've always been very quad dominant, so it's easy for them to take over. So as I drive out of the bottom part of that lunge, I'm really trying to focus on using my glutes and hamstrings to drive up and not let my quads take over. And of course, they're working some. Can't take them out of the movement completely. So third and final set here of these lunges, I'm just going to work to as close to failure as I can. I know the last couple reps here are pretty grueling. So slow, controlled tempo is always what I'm after. That's again that big stretch, big squeeze at the top. There you can see that was kind of that last one I was grinding through. I've been really good this week about writing down my workouts. So for next week and the weeks going forward, I can see how many reps, how many sets I did, and progress from that based off those numbers. Alright, so my final 2 exercises. I'm doing a superset here. So an RDL, again, nothing crazy with weight. I've got 95 pounds here, 25 on each side. I have worked up to pretty close to 200 pounds with RDLs before. Today I'm trying to focus a little bit more on going really deep into that stretch to really hit the hamstrings. Of course, super flat back, really pushing the hips back and keeping that tension throughout the whole range of motion, especially driving out of the bottom, driving through the heels, getting a good squeeze at the top. And then I'm going to superset and go right into a wide stance sumo squat on the Smith machine. So another piece of equipment that I do not have is the isolation movements are kind of what I'm going to be missing out on. So an abduction and adduction machine I do not have. So this sumo squat is going to really hit the adductors and the glutes. So I've got the same weight on actually that I did for the reverse lunges. I've got 20 pounds on each side of the bar. This Smith machine is heavier. It is a 45-pound bar, so a little bit heavier than your common Smith machine, or at least the one I had at my gym was only 15 pounds. So really not too crazy wide, but wide, feet angled outward, and then really trying to push the knees out and drive up from the bottom, keeping those knees pushing out as hard as possible. I was pretty sore after this workout, so you can see I'm kind of feeling it here. Alright, so this is the heaviest that I went up to. It's 105 pounds, nothing crazy. Or I'm sorry, 115 pounds. Set 2. The first set, especially with this movement, I really take the first set to just go into that stretch and really get my hamstrings nice and stretched out. So a little bit more of a working weight for today. Again, still nothing close to what kind of weights I've been doing in the past months or year even. But just kind of getting back into it. And sometimes, weight isn't everything. You got to go by feel. You got to see how you feel on the day. The last thing that we need is injuries, especially for me right now. I've already got an injury going on with my elbow. So legs is kind of the only thing that I can work pain-free. So again, going into the sumo squat, obviously this is sped up a little bit. I'm trying to go nice and deep to get that really full range of motion to really engage the glutes and get a really big stretch in the adductors to then drive up and fully stimulate those. One of the things that I'm loving about this home gym setup is just kind of the ease of stuff like this. I can set up the bar on that rack set at the bottom. It just makes it so much easier for setting up for deadlifts or rack deads or RDLs. Again, I'm short, so I do have to have smaller plates on the bar when I'm doing RDLs, because even with the 25s on there, I do actually hit the floor. See, I'm really at the bottom, almost pausing slightly. So trying to really focus on that deep stretch in the hamstrings. Yep, and then maintaining a good position to drive out of that bottom part of the movement. Got my elbow going a little bit. All right, last set of the sumo squats. So with this angle, you can kind of see the depth and the angle of my hips and knees. So whatever direction your feet are, you really want your knees to follow. So this is going to be dependent on each individual's flexibility. I'm somewhat flexible, so if my knees were falling in during this, in this position, during this movement, I would for sure angle my feet in more slightly. So again, really trying to focus, driving out of the bottom, keeping those knees pushing out as hard as I possibly can, and just trying to go to failure here. This superset was definitely killer, especially after taking 10 days off. So I was feeling it. All right, guys, so that concludes my glute and hamstring workout for today. Having recorded this ahead of time and doing this voiceover later on, I can tell you that, again, I was definitely very sore after this workout. And having 10 days to kind of reset and rest and recover definitely did me good mentally and physically. So I'm pretty fired up to just get back into training and continue progressing, jump back into my my routine with it. I am going to see someone for my elbow, so hopefully I can have that taken care of soon. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody's time and views if you're still with me. And if there's anything that you want to see or you want to hear from me, just let me know and I'm happy to do it. All right, you guys, take care and have a great day.